That part. L.O.T.S approved media. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. What's up, family? Check this out. We on episode number 78. You heard? 78. Countdown to episode 100. We have 22 more episodes to reach episode 100. All right. This is gonna be a big accomplishment here. A major accomplishment here at the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, powered by L.O.T.S approved media. All right. Once again, I'm the incomparable, the author imitated but cannot be duplicated. I'm the one that they keep taking their style from. I'm the elected voice of the streets. All right. I go by the name of L.O.T.S approved, Lord of the streets, leader of the streets, learning off the streets, loyal to the streets, living off the streets, and all that. All right. This is powered by L.O.T.S approved media. And I want to welcome everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Episode number 78. That part. Do me a favor. As soon as you guys come in the building, hit that comment section. Leave a comment in the comment section. We call that leaving a fingerprint. Let me know you in the building, all right? Also, I need you guys to make sure you guys are not ninja watchers. Participate, interact. I need everybody to hit those like buttons as soon as you come in the building. That part. Do me a favor. Everybody that's in the building, I don't care if we got 2, 50, 1,000 people. Make sure you guys are sharing this podcast. Share this with your loved ones and your friends. All right, let's get this out to everybody so everybody can get acclimated, all right, and get adjusted to what's going on. The most dangerous podcast on God's green earth. That part. Hold up. Let's cut this beautiful intro music off. That part. Once again, I am the incomparable, the author imitated but cannot be duplicated. The one they took their style from, all right? I'm the elected, the appointed voice of the streets. This is powered by L.O.T.S approved media, all right? Once again, I'm the top op public enemy number 1 if you didn't know. You guys let me know how's it going out there because it looks like the antenna's low and I hate when it does that, all right? What's going on here? We are on live, you guys, so forgive me if the screen is freezing at this point. Hopefully things adjust. We get a little bit more antenna. There we go. We back in the building. All right, so you guys do me a favor. You guys make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys are turning on notification bells. We're going on at different times. Primarily, we go on around like 8 o'clock. All right, but we did go on a little bit later today. Nonetheless, but once again, we are in the building. All right, went on at 9:15 to be exact. To make sure you guys are sharing this podcast also, like I said earlier, all right? Once again, I'm the incomparable, the author imitated but cannot be duplicated, all right? The incomparable. That part. Now, this week has been an eventful week, as usual. As per usual, you know we're going to speak about Kanye West, nonetheless. We definitely going to speak about Kanye West. It seems like there's not a week that we don't speak about Kanye West, but we are Kanye West advocates, supporters over here on this channel, all right? Cardi B, I want to give a big shout out to Cardi B because Cardi B made me proud today. Nonetheless, let me see these headphones. All right. Cardi B made me proud today. I'm not going to lie to you. She said some things in reference to relationships. And definitely we're going to speak about Cardi B. What else we have here today? Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross is a streamer, all right? Now, Mr. Aiden Ross, he's been speaking online talking about having sex with Sexy Red, that he apparently had sex with Sexy Red. We'll get a little bit into that, all right? We'll get into that. I want to save that. Shout out to NBA Youngboy with all the new accomplishments musically. You guys know 15 albums on Apple Music top 200 charts. Never been done before. We'll speak about NBA Youngboy. Shout out to Kanye West. I think he's on Apple Hot 100. And the first one to do that in 3 different decades, all right? We'll speak about, like I said, we're going to speak about Kanye West. What else we have here, bro? Oh, U.S. government. They talking about banning TikTok. We'll speak about them actually trying to ban TikTok also. All right. So you guys, your favorite app is at Jeopardy currently. All right. The House of Representatives have just passed it. Now it goes to the Senate. All right. What else we have here? All right, we'll speak about JT. City Girls 1/2 member JT. JT, she said her tour dates. JT has showed us. JT basically showed her tour dates, her up and coming tour dates. All right, going solo as an artist. We'll speak about JT. Shout out to Home Team 1/2 of City Girls, and also there's a rapper that goes by the name of RX Hector. All right, he did something reminiscent to Kodak Black, in which Hector was seen slapping his mom on the ass. He slapped his mother on the buttocks. All right, we'll speak about that. I think that's a very important subject and really it ails the black community for the most part. We're the most that suffer from this, all right? And we'll speak about that. All right, starting off, let's just speak about, first of all, let's go off and speak about JT. All right, you guys, I don't know if you guys seen online, JT was seen 1/2 of the City Girls. You guys already know she's going solo with her career. Now, we already know the backlash that the group has received. All right, they've always predicted that JT was to go solo. All the fans, people in the comment section want JT from the City Girls to go solo. And it's like, as of recently, I know you guys have been seeing her. She's been dropping singles, right? She's just been testing the waters, getting her feet wet a little bit. Sideways is playing on the radio right now, and it looks like it's a fan favorite. It's being well received. I heard it playing on the radio the other day, and I was happy about that. Shout out to JT of City Girls. Now, you guys know that the backlash that Young Miami received. They say Young Miami, she's not a real artist. They speak about her voice, and there's a list of other things that they speak about Young Miami, right? She's not being received. She's not being embraced as a solo artist or just as an artist, period. But nonetheless, shout out to Young Miami. Today we're speaking about JT. All right, so JT, she went online on her Instagram, and she put up a list of her tour dates. All right, shout out to Dub in the building. Shout out to Dub in the building. That part family. Dub, do me a favor, share this podcast and let's get everybody acclimated, brother. All right. So with that being said, now you guys know JT. She got Sideways out. She dropped something else. It's being well received. TikTok is going crazy on TikTok. I see the women emulating JT. She's being embraced by the general public, which is a great thing. All right. So we rooting for JT over here. You know what I'm saying? We support all Home Team. You guys forgive me if I'm speaking a little bit different because I got a toothache right now. All right. So you guys bear with me. But nonetheless, we're speaking about JT. Now, JT went on Instagram. She showed her tour dates. JT's currently going on tour. All right. A lot of you guys are going to be happy to see that. She's coming to a town near you. All right. Now, when JT posted this picture of her tour dates on her Instagram, it wasn't your conventional spots that she's seen to be performing at. No comparisons, laughing my ass off. Facts, though. That's a fact. When you see the list of where JT is going to be performing at, there was no arenas on that list. There's no arenas on the list of where JT is going to be performing at. And it's noticeable by the fans, right? They're pointing that out. Now, when you go into, I seen Academics, he actually went and he Googled some of the spots. So you guys need to go ahead and start Googling some of these spots that JT is going to be performing at. I think she's performing about like 20, I think it's 20 venues, right? Like I said, she's just dipping her feet in the water right now. And I would recommend that, right? Now, contrary to her performing at these small venues, we'll get to that. City Girls as a unit, City Girls as a group, obviously these girls perform on big platforms, arenas. We've seen them, right? The group has been semi-successful. We ain't gonna say they're fully successful, but they're semi-successful. Their singles, though they singles do very well. The first album probably did very well, but this last album, not so well. All right? And we call it spade a spade. Please don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Now, they're going into solo acts now. It's a little bit different going from a group to a solo act. It's a little bit different, right? Like I said, we're rooting for JT. Everybody predicts that JT is the one out of the group. She's the chosen one. She's the one that's supposed to ascend into greatness. She's the one that's supposed to evolve as an artist. She's actually the only one that people actually consider and embrace her as an artist. So shout out to JT. But now JT has went online and she's showing these events that she's going to be performing at. Now, they're saying that those are nightclubs and bars that she's going to be performing at. So she's receiving a lot of backlash, ridicule for that. People, not necessarily ridicule, people are laughing at the fact that she's performing at these small venues. But what they're failing to realize is she kind of like has to reintroduce herself as a solo artist. She's not necessarily starting from the beginning, but she's fairly a new artist in reference to being a solo act. Let's give her credit. And to her defense, being in a group and being a solo artist is two different things, obviously. So she still has some stripes that she has to gain under her belt as an artist, being a solo artist, independent artist. And keep in mind, you heard on Sideways, she said she's still in the group. So for you guys that are City Girl fans, you guys love the group is still intact, according to JT and Young Miami. But nonetheless, JT, she's going on tour as a solo act. Now, when you look at JT's tour dates, it's filled with nothing but nightclubs and bars, so to speak. Now, some might assume that she's too big of an artist to be performing at these spots. So it leads people to speculate on their own and come to assumptions on their own as to why JT's performing at these so-called, at her level, these will probably be considered hole in the walls when you're speaking about in reference to JT and the level that you see City Girls on, where they've been, the stages that they performed on. Nonetheless, I think a lot of people are failing to realize. I think something went unnoticed. A lot of people that are judging JT right now, I don't think they're factoring in why she's performing at these small venues. JT, I got you. There's a reason why JT's performing at these small venues. And I'm hoping that I'm making a right assessment of this situation. All right. First of all, JT's performing at bars and nightclubs. We know that they don't hold as many people as an arena. But nonetheless, and keep in mind, she could have went on tour with a bigger artist also. But she's choosing these small, intimate facilities, right? These clubs that some would call them hole in the walls. But if you notice, JT was telling people to make sure that you buy tables. I think that shit went over people's heads. If you guys notice, JT was asking people, make sure you guys call in at these spots and inquire about their tables. All right? So you have to reason with yourself. Why would JT promote buying tables? You as an artist, when you're set to perform, right? You on these tour dates, you're set to perform. These venues, these big venues, you're not telling people to buy tables. That's the venues and these different like Live Nation, these companies that put these events together. That's their job, to be promoting individual tables. So when you see JT promoting that, I don't think people notice that. It kind of went over their head. So what I'm alluding to is, I feel that JT is the one she's picking these places to perform at, obviously. And she has a horse in the race. I think JT's buying out these clubs. I think JT's buying out these bars and these nightclubs so she can get money from the bar, the actual bar, off of the liquor, so she can get money off of the door. I think JT is renting out these bars. She's renting out these nightclubs so she can see money all the way around. JT as a solo artist. Imagine her as a solo artist. She can't really sell out an arena as a solo artist. Let's call a spade a spade. Don't shoot the messenger. But we love JT and we support her to JT. She's home team. But not right now. She's not a big enough artist to garnish that type of a crowd, right? So how can JT, being in the position that she's at, how can JT maximize and optimize the potential money that she can make, right? She has to optimize the potential money that she can receive from performing, going on tour. And I think that this is the most smartest thing that she did. Because she's going to see more than what an artist of her caliber would see going on tour with somebody. Being part of tour dates, a Live Nation and stuff like that. What she would get performed, like 50,000, 20 to 30, 20 to 30,000 perform at each event. As opposed to seeing the front door and the money off of the bar. All right? So I want to give a shout out to JT. That's genius, all right? Big shout out to JT. I think JT's going for the money. And I can't wait till she confirms that, because that's going to be a laugh. She's going to get the last laugh if that's the actual case. If JT's the one that's buying out these venues, buying out these bars and these small nightclubs and bars, only so she can get some admission money, only so she can get these tables, because she's telling people to buy tables. With that being said, you got to purchase these tables for a certain amount of money. And what comes with the tables? The bottles. So I think that JT is actually renting out these clubs. She formed her tour date. She picked the spots that she want to perform at. And she's getting money all around the board. That's what I see JT doing. And I think in a couple of weeks, she's going to confirm that. So everybody that's laughing at JT from City Girls, laughing about the events that she's performing at, the joke might be on y'all. All right, and I'm not talking about my viewers. I'm talking about the people out there that are skeptical about the places that she's performing at. All right. Nonetheless, big shout out to JT. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna support her on this channel. You know what I mean? I'm not a big City Girls supporter, but we support all Miami groups, obviously. All right, because we are the Miami podcast. You heard? But nonetheless, shout out to City Girls and shout out to JT. And shout out to Young Miami 305 also. That part. All right, bada bing. Make sure you guys come in the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. All right, let's go. Listen, man, we got a lot to speak about today. With that being said, man, I want to speak about something. I want to speak about this. All right, there's a rapper online that goes by the name of RX Hector. RX Hector. All right, the name sounds Spanish, but obviously this is a black kid, right? But he looks kind of Spanish, so his father might be Spanish. That's neither here nor there, his nationality, you know. But his mother, let me make this clear, his mother is black. All right. Now, Mr. RX Hector is seen online. He's seen on social media. There's a post where this man is seen slapping his mother on the ass. He's slapping his mother on the ass. Now, we've seen this from Kodak Black. We've seen Kodak Black appear like he's about to rub his mom on the ass, making the impression. I forgot if he actually did it or he just appeared to look like he was about to do it. But nonetheless, not to focus on Kodak Black, because we love Kodak. Everybody that's a South Florida artist, we support our natives. All right. Seeing a person slap their mother, a son slap the mother on the ass, that's not something that you see often. And a lot of people, when they see that, they're disturbed by that. Me, myself, I have mixed feelings about that, right? Me, obviously, seeing that's a little bit too intimate for your mother, right? But there's some individuals that feel so comfortable with their mother. There's some black mothers that feel so comfortable with their son that they don't mind letting their son slap them on the ass. Now, we see women do it with their friends, all right? I've seen that. When you see a son and a mother, it's a little bit different. Now, he's receiving a lot of backlash on social media. People are obviously ridiculing the man about slapping the mom on the ass. Now, this is what I'm speaking about. We in the black community, we grow up in single parent homes. All right. The black community grows up in, a lot of us come from single parent homes, such as myself. I'm a product of a single parent home also. Shout out to my mama. With that being said, when you come from a single parent home and you have the dynamics of a black mother with a black son, right? I'm putting emphasis on black. In the black community, the kids that grow up in single parent homes become real close to their parents. Real close to their parents. We as black people, when we're in single parent homes, we become real close to our parents. Some people might question the relationship at times. You see, black mothers tend to be really invested in their sons to the point where you, as a black man, if you have a wife or if you have a girlfriend and you're that close to your mother, it kind of like it fucks with the relationship between you and your wife. In the black community, we cling on to our parents, and not parents, but our mother, and our mother clings on to us. Unlike other communities, and I'm not saying it's a super bad thing, but it's a product. It's what happens when you grow up in a single parent home. All right. Now you're seeing men slapping their moms on the butt. For one, I don't think that happens in a household with a mother and a father. I don't see that quite happening. I've never seen all these men that are slapping their mothers on the ass. There's a common denominator there, right? There's something that's common in all these situations. There's no father involved. There's no father in the home. There's no father to set the standard in the household, to set the boundaries in the household. And this is what I'm seeing, a consistency here. When Kodak did it, there was no father there in the home. When RX Hector did it, there was no father around. And I'm assuming he did not grow up with his father in the household. It's hard for me to believe that a father would allow his son to slap his wife on the ass, even if that's his biological son and that's the biological mother of his child. I don't think that's going to take place. If there is, give me an example of that. I would love to see an example of that. But from my experience, what I've seen, this only happens in a single parent home. So with that being said, obviously, there's something that you have to highlight this, right? It's a single parent home situation. So when you see these black men, we as black men, we're clinging on to our mothers. A lot of times we try to replace what our mother doesn't have. Because your mother doesn't have a husband. You as a son try to be your mother's husband. You as a son kind of try to replace your mom's, replace the husband, replace the man role in her life without the sex. But things can get a little bit strange at times. So now you're seeing online young men, black men slapping their mothers on the ass, which leaves a lot of people concerned, rightfully so. I understand the intimacy. I understand the friendship level. I understand the trust there, right? There's a trust there. I'm pretty sure the mother doesn't see nothing wrong with it. Because a lot of black mothers tend to call their sons, when they come from single parent homes, they call their sons, that's like their husband, right? And it seems like they're playing, but to some degree, the son does play that role for her, right? He's the so-called man of the house. But where do you draw the line at? Where is the line being drawn at when you're speaking about son and mother? This is something that I think we have to address in the black community. A lot of us men, we get too close to our mother. A lot of these mothers get too close to their sons. All right? Black women, we gotta watch for that, how you treat your son like your husband. Black men, we gotta watch how the affinity, the love that we have for our mother, and try not to cross those lines, because we're starting to blur the lines with Mr. Hector. Mr. Hector's blurring those lines. All right, there's a gray area there, right? The mother was seen, I'm going to show you, the mother was seen, the son slapped his mother on the ass. And then I think the mother started doing this stripper thing where she started jumping up and down and making her ass clap. Now, we already know that's far left with it, right? That's rare. You're rarely going to see that because not every black mother's a stripper, obviously. But she gives me like she was a dancer in her past life. Now, the mother, she looks kind of good, I will admit. She's not ugly. She looks kind of good. She was making an ass clap. That was cool. But I just couldn't get into it for the fact that it appears like she was doing that for her son, her actual birth son, her biological son. So this is something that we have to address in the community. Black men getting close to their mothers and blurring the lines of how far you can go with your mother. Slapping your mother on the ass, that might go a little bit too far. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that he's perverted. I'm not saying that they're actually doing something. A lot of people are jumping to those conclusions, but I'm not going to jump to those conclusions, nor am I going to disrespect that man and his mother. But what I'm going to say is, when you slapping your mothers on the ass, that's not something that people are going to accept. That's not something that people are going to embrace. People are always going to be skeptical about that behavior. All right. And that's going to lead people to make assumptions. All right. And they're right for making those assumptions because you're leaving yourself wide open for that ridicule. So that's something that we have to address in the black community. Single parent homes. All right. The pros and cons of the single parent home. Mothers getting too close to their sons getting too close to their mothers. To the point where, like I said, sometimes the sons get married and they have girlfriends, what have you, and even the relationship outside of your mother, your girlfriend is able to notice that you're too close to your mother. Like, whoa. Your wife is able to notice that you're too close to your mother or your mother's too close to you. It's like nobody is good enough for her son. She's scared of the girl taking her place. That's something else in the black community that we suffer from. Mothers, single parent mothers, they end up being so close to their sons that they're kind of scared. They're scared of another woman coming in to their sons' lives and jeopardizing their role as a mother. Because there's a feeling there that they're going to be replaced. Single parent homes, mothers that's raising black men, they feel like they're jeopardizing, their place is being jeopardized when their sons marry or their sons have a girlfriend because you know the influence that a woman can have on a man. To the point where she'll have a stronger influence on your son than actually you. And that's what makes black women act the way they do. And force themselves into their sons' relationships and lives. All right? All right, shout out to Andre Rose in the building. Single black mothers also abuse their daughters and is always in competition with them. Now, that's interesting. Shout out to Andre Rose in the building. You got to give me an example of that, right? I've never seen black mothers really compete with their daughters. And in which way is she competing? In which way she's competing? But that's interesting though, right? But definitely when you see in these type of relationships, there's pros and cons to these relationships and they have to be addressed in the black community, all right? That's a good topic, man. But nonetheless, shout out to RX Hector and shout out to his mother. You know what I mean? Shout out to Kodak Black. All right? Now, you guys, make sure you guys are sharing this platform. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button as soon as you come in the building. I don't care if we got 1,000 people in the building. I don't care if we got 5 people in the building. Make sure you guys are sharing this platform with your loved ones, all right? This is episode number 78. All right, we're 22 episodes away from episode 100. I've been switching the times lately, and I do apologize, but like I tell you guys, we go live, and we got real things going on in life, and I do not get paid from YouTube. This channel is not monetized, all right? So when I'm doing this, you guys, I'm doing this because I want to be here for you guys and be consistent. But nonetheless, times do change, so make sure you guys are turning your notification bells on. All right, so anytime I go on, you'll get notified. Anytime I put up new content, a new post, you guys will be notified. All right. Now, moving right along. Listen, man, this right here hurts my heart. This one really hurts my heart. All right, you guys familiar with Drea Michelle? We spoke about Drea Michelle last week getting married to Jalen Green, all right, NBA player. Now, we all know about how they speak about Drea Michelle. Drea Michelle, she has a somewhat, some would say a promiscuous past. Some people say Drea Michelle has a promiscuous past. Nonetheless, now, what I'm about to speak about is kind of consistent with that allegation, all right? I'm not sure if she had a promiscuous past, but that's what they say. Now, nonetheless, There's a video online of Nick Young speaking to Gilbert Arenas. All right. Apparently they're good friends. Now, Gilbert Arenas and Nick Young, they're laughing. All right. They're reminiscing. And they're reminiscing about a Mrs. Drea Michelle. With that being said, and this hurts my heart, you know what I mean? Let me tell you something. Drea Michelle, she's pretty as fuck. I'm just keep it 1,000, child. She's pretty in my book, all right? She's very attractive, all right? With all the ridicule, with all that being said, with the promiscuous past and all that, you still can't deny this woman's beauty. She has the beauty. She's like that, period. Now, back to Gilbert Arenas and Nick Young. Now, Nick Young and Gilbert Arenas, they're laughing. They're online, all right? FaceTime each other. Or they might be live, what have you. They're reminiscing about them one time coming from a club. They was coming from some event. Some event out there doing what rich people do. Now, they're laughing and they're chuckling. Now, you see Nick Young, he's laughing, and Gilbert Arenas is laughing. They're saying names, but they're kind of like holding back on the name. They're beating around the bush slightly, all right? Now, this hurts my heart. This hurts my heart. Nick Young was reminiscing with Gilbert Arenas, in which he was trying to jog his memory. He was trying to bring something to Gilbert Arenas' attention, all right? He was telling Gilbert Arenas, does he remember a moment in time, that they had Drea Michelle inside the car? Now, apparently, Nick Young is in the front of the vehicle, and Drea Michelle and Gilbert Arenas is in the back of the vehicle. All right. Now, Nick Young, I don't know if he was driving or he was the passenger, but apparently he had to look over his shoulder. Now, when he looks over his shoulder, this hurts my heart. Nick Young alluded to Drea Michelle giving Gilbert Arenas fellatio in the back of the car. Ooh, that shit hit me. All right? That hit me. Listen, Drea Michelle's a beautiful chick, man. So, though she has a promiscuous past, certain things I don't even want to hear about. When I hear things like that, it brings down her value. Now, I don't know how true this is. But like I said, Nick Young was bringing that to Gilbert Arenas' attention. He was reminiscing. Do you remember that time that I turned my head and I seen, and you know, they're speaking online. Obviously, they couldn't use that graphic verbiage, right? But nonetheless, they were alluding to Drea Michelle giving Gilbert Arenas in the back of the vehicle while Nick Young is driving in the front, while Nick Young is in the front seat. Now, don't shoot the messenger. Listen, that brought down Drea Michelle's value extremely. They're trying to say that Drea Michelle was a jump off. That's what they're alluding to. That's a jump off. For Drea Michelle to be given, allegedly, Gilbert Arenas' brains in the back of the vehicle while his man's is in the front driving, or he's in the passenger seat, what have you, he's in the front. For her to feel that she would do that while his friend is in the vehicle, I find that to be a bit promiscuous. I find that to be it's a lot. That's a lot, right? So when you see this new guy, Jalen Green, that he's pregnant, shout out to Jalen Green, shout out to Drea Michelle. Like I said, don't shoot the messenger. But these are things that we're speaking about. I didn't speak about it. This is Nick Young and Gilbert Arenas speaking about this. It makes you question Drea Michelle's past. Drea Michelle has a consistency with obviously she's dated NBA players, all right? Obviously she dates entertainers, celebrities, especially NBA players. So she's been in cahoots with Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas has ran through that before. And he did that, getting head, he's getting brain in the back of the car while his man's is driving, while Nick Young is driving. And they're both laughing about it online. All right? This is stuff that Jalen's going to have to deal with. These are the type of things that Jalen is they're gonna constantly pop up. People, this is the information age, it's the internet age. It's one button away, somebody could upload a video on you. One button away, somebody can expose some information on you. All right? One push of a button away. So with that being said, this guy, Jalen he's gonna be under a lot of pressure throughout the whole duration of this being with Drea Michelle. And that's his baby mother. So he's always going to be in correlation with Drea Michelle. And this is what they were skeptical about. So when they were talking about Drea Michelle's past and her intentions with being with Jalen, Mr. Green, these are the things that people are going to use in their defense to make him question his relationship with Drea. We still got to give respect to Drea, but nonetheless, these are the things that we are concerned about. All right? Shout out. That hurt me, to be honest with you. Big shout out to Drea, man. Big shout out to Drea. Big shout out to Gilbert Arenas. Shout out to Nick Young. Shout out to Jalen Green. Shout out to all parties. All right. Shout out to everybody. Nonetheless, all right. Like I say, don't shoot the messenger. I'm only here to deliver the message. All right. I see you guys in the comment section. Shout out to Paul Bizzle in the building. Yo, got that work in, my G. That part. Shout out to Tracy Sanchez. I'm in the building. That part. Big up to the family. You guys, make sure you guys are hitting that like button when you guys come in the building. Make sure you guys are sharing this podcast. All right. Yo, got that work in, my G. That part. What work you referring to? I don't know. But nonetheless, big shout out to everybody involved, man. Shout out to the whole NBA. That part. And shout out to Drea Michelle, the new baby on board. Why not? All right. You guys, make sure you guys hit that like button. Don't be a ninja watcher. It's a person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher, because that's just a hater. And you definitely want to be one of these, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we call it, peeping Tom. Y'all know what they do to peeping Tom. Stay out of jail, and you won't have to find out what they do to peeping Toms. All right? Now, moving right along. Listen, man. I'm hearing that rumors that they're planning on banning TikTok. All right, you guys. So you guys know it was up to, they're voting on, they want to ban TikTok. Obviously, this has been on the menu for a long time. With that being said, the U.S. House has passed the bill that will force TikTok, Chinese parent company, to sell the app. All right. So what they're saying is, if TikTok doesn't sell their app, they're going to ban TikTok from the U.S. So I know you guys at home, you guys are sad. I know a lot of people are sad because you're not going to be able to do your dancing no more. You're not going to be able to dance and do your collaborative dances. You know what I mean? I love watching them still. You know what I mean? TikTok makes an average person, you can make an average person a superstar. You can make a person that doesn't have talent a superstar on these social platforms. It kind of makes everybody feel like they're being heard, they're being seen. All right? So that's what these platforms provide for people. So when people are going on TikTok and doing their dances, even though they look silly, they feel important, right? It makes them feel important. That's how I look at it. But nonetheless, shout out to TikTok. Shout out to TikTok. Shout out to everybody who does their thing on TikTok. But they are considering banning TikTok, all right? The bill has been passed. Now, obviously it has to go through stages. So next stop is the Senate, all right? It has to go to the Senate. So they have to vote on it again, all right? And maybe Supreme Court is the last step, but they're voting on banning TikTok at this moment. And this has been in the works, because we all talking about Chinese companies. There's espionage, gathering data and things of that nature, security breaches and stuff like that. You already know how the U.S. is with China. And they're speaking about allegedly how China had some type of involvement in the voting, our voting system and stuff like that, espionage and things of that nature. So, yeah, they're trying to ban TikTok nonetheless. So you guys, make sure you guys collect that check, because I think that Soulja Boy came online the other night. Soulja Boy came online the other night, in which Soulja Boy said that he made like 21 or 22,000 his first day, or 17,000 his first day on TikTok. And then Soulja Boy went up to saying that he made 30,000 off of TikTok. All right, so he boosted it up like about 13,000. Nonetheless, he made a lot of money his first day on TikTok. And you already know Soulja Boy is the first one to do it on a lot of different platforms. Obviously not on TikTok, right? But maybe he'll prove me wrong. But nonetheless, Soulja Boy's been in. And Soulja Boy said that the U.S. is banning TikTok because he made 30,000 in one day. Shout out to Soulja Boy, all right? That part. Now, what we got here, man? Let's speak about Kanye West. Listen, big shout out to Kanye West. First of all, Kanye West's daughter announced that she's dropping an album. The album is called Elementary School Dropout. What you thought? Yeah, basically she's following the same footsteps as her daddy. You already know he has college dropout. And I believe that Kanye West's daughter is going to be, she's going to make an impact as an artist if she follows in her father's footsteps. Not necessarily creating the same music, but taking that much pride in her music. Being intricate with her music, in detail of her music, right? I think that she has the potential to be a big artist. All right? And she's been breaking some records as a kid already with that with the song that she has her father offer to do, the Yeezy Vultures album. And Vultures 2 is coming out. Nonetheless, but big shout out to Kanye West and shout out to Kanye's daughter. Now, Kanye West's single Carnival is #1 on Billboard's Hot 100. He's independent, keep in mind. So shout out to Ye on that part. What else we have here with Ye? He's the first rapper to earn #1 hits on Hot 100 in 3 different decades. This is a big shout out to Kanye West, all right? Breaking records. So Kanye West is basically, he's #1 on the Billboard's Hot 100, 3 different decades, 2000, 2010, and 2020s. These are just accolades, man. We gotta give shout out to Kanye, all right? But I want to get more so to this. There's something that I've seen online, all right? There's a picture of Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, and his wife Bianca, all right? So online, there's a picture of Bianca standing next to Kim Kardashian. Listen, I know it's surprising. Kanye West standing next to Kim Kardashian. For one, I never thought I would see the day. I never thought I'd say, you guys know she's supposed to be Kim Kardashian's replacement. She resembles Kim a lot, all right? And she's playing the same role with Kim, the same role with Kanye as Kim was playing with Kanye, all right? Nonetheless, you can see Kim standing next to Bianca. Now, they're at the Vultures listening party, all right? So they're both are standing next to each other, watching one, her current husband, and Kim being the estranged wife, the ex-husband. They're both watching Kanye on stage. And you see Kim like she's enjoying herself. Kim is actually bobbing her head. Listen, man, Kanye West is a superhero. This is a superhero. I never thought I would see the day that Kim Kardashian could even share the same space and time with Bianca. But this is a great thing. This is a great thing. For one, you have kids involved. You have kids involved. So everything that Kanye and Kim does, it reflects on the kids, how they behave. Though they're not together no longer, they have to behave in an ethical way. It has to make sense to the kids. So now if you're able to mend the relationship between Bianca and Kim, if they're able to coexist as mature adults and share the same space and, damn it, even hold a conversation. If they're able to hold and be cordial to each other, there's a chance that that family can still grow up in a healthy manner. These kids are growing up in the limelight, all right? Most kids that grow up in the limelight, they don't grow up with all their screws. And let me be careful with this, but most kids that grow up in the limelight, they suffer a lot of mental issues. They get caught up into drugs and things of that nature. They grow up on camera, so they're constantly being judged. So to see that, I don't know whose genius idea it was to have Kim and Bianca in the same room, but whoever did that, clap it to them. If that was Kanye's doing, that he was able to make Kim and Bianca share and coexist together, they were standing shoulder to shoulder, how it looked it. And Kim did not look uncomfortable, and Bianca didn't look uncomfortable. As a man, you was able to accomplish that, man. Shout out to Kanye West. You had two beautiful women. You had your former beautiful wife, and you have your current. Some would say that's not she's not legally his wife, but nonetheless, that's still his wife. You were able to make them coexist. Now, call me a bit immature, but that's some player ass shit. That's some player shit. All right. Shout out to Kanye West, man. Shout out to Kim Kardashian for able to mend her relationship with Kanye and being able to be in attendance at the Vultures album release. This is a great thing. Kanye West is experiencing all the success as an independent artist right now, right? And you would think that Kim would be at home bitter because she's not involved in it directly, right? She's watching from home. Now Kanye has gotten Kim involved with the Vultures rollout. Just her being there is going to be all over the tabloids. Her being seen standing next to Kanye's wife is going to be all over the tabloids. So now she's a part of what's going on. And that's amazing. Shout out to Kim Kardashian. Shout out to Kanye. Shout out to Bianca. Shout out to Northwest Saint. Shout out to the whole family, all right? The West family, the Kardashians. Shout out to everybody. I like that. That's some player shit, Kanye. That I know that wasn't an easy feat, but I'm interested to know how were you able to make these two women coexist? Because according to reports, I don't think that Kim was fond of Bianca at first. I never heard Bianca's opinion of Kim Kardashian, but I'm assuming if she wasn't fond of her, maybe Bianca wasn't fond of Kim also. But they have been able to make amends. So shout out to Kim Kardashian and shout out to Bianca, my nigga. Yo, listen. Rudolph Barmir, shout out to my brother in the building. Shout out to Rudolph Barmir in the building, kid. Shout out to everybody. You guys, make sure you guys are sharing this podcast, all right? We are on episode number 78, all right? So we 22 episodes from episode 100. You guys keep in mind, we are 22 episodes from episode 100. As soon as you come in the building, do me a favor, don't be a ninja watcher. It's a person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher, because that's just a hater. And definitely don't want to be one of these, ladies and gentlemen. That's a people time. Y'all know what they do to people time. Stay out of jail, and you won't have to find out. All right? Hit that like button as soon as you come in the building. Also, you guys leave a comment in the comment section. We call that leaving a fingerprint. That part. Listen, man. Shout out to Kanye and all that. Now, we speaking about relationships. This podcast, we speaking about relationships. A lot about relationships. All right? It wasn't that much things going on in the news this week, nonetheless, but we're going to deal with it, all right? And we're going to perform. Listen, I want to give a big shout out to Cardi B. First of all, shout out to all my Libras. Cardi B's a Libra. Shout out to all my Libras. I get along with Libras like a motherfucker. Shout out to Cardi B. All right? I'm a big fan of Cardi B. Her personality, just personally. Not so much her music, her personality. I love her personality. Cardi B's the type of chick that could be your girl. Cardi B could be my girl. No disrespect to Offset. But Cardi B seems like she's the coolest bitch on the earth. All right? She seems like she can get along with men. Shout out to Cardi. Now, Cardi B is seen online. I think Cardi B, Cardi B recently did an interview with $1 Million a Game. Shout out to Gilly the Kid, and shout out to his cousin Wallow. All right, I'm a fan of that show too. Shout out to $1 Million Worth of Game. Cardi B recently was on $1 Million Worth of Game. Now, Cardi B addressed a situation that's in the black community. We're speaking about relationships today. That's funny. I didn't plan this. All right, it just sequenced like that. Cardi B was speaking about 50-50. This is the subject. This is the subject that a lot of people run from this subject, all right? You see what Young Miami says, she ain't going 50-50 with no nigga. That part, all right? Shout out to Young Miami. And a lot of women feel the same way that Young Miami feel, all right? But now, we have somebody with a contrary opinion, all right? With an opposite opinion. She goes by the name of Cardi B. Shout out to Cardi B with her new single she dropped. You know what I'm saying? Offset was saying that Cardi B was scared to drop, but it looks like she's actually starting to drop. Shout out to Cardi B. She dropped 2 videos, I believe. A freestyle over the Missy Elliott and something else, all right? But once again, shout out to her. Now, Cardi B's on $1 Million Worth of Game. She's speaking about 50-50. Now, you guys know black women, the new consensus is, the new thing is, the new trend is women are not going for 50-50. Black women in today's society currently are not going for 50 and 50. They're not embracing 50-50. Matter of fact, they're against going 50-50 with a man. A lot of people are pushing this agenda. Young Miami 305, she has an actual single. In the song, she's speaking about how she doesn't go 50-50. Now, we got to take in consideration the current state that this country's in. Before we go into that, I just want to repeat what Cardi B said. Cardi B spoke about the 50-50 thing. All right. Cardi B made some valid points about the 50-50 thing. Big shout out to Cardi B. I didn't expect her to even take this approach. I didn't think that she would adopt this type of thinking behind it. All right. Now, Cardi B, she spoke about the 50-50 situation in which Cardi B made some valid points once again. First, she spoke about black men, and not just black men, but the dynamics of man and woman in finances, right? Cardi B spoke about how there's a rule, right? Women say, my money is my money and your money is our money. This is what women say. My money is my money and your money is our money. Once again, your money is our money. My money is my money. This is what women are selling nowadays. And I'm not saying all women. We're not generalizing all women. But this is the mentality that women are adapting. Allow me one moment. Bada bing. So with that being said, now you talking about the climate of the country, right? First of all, let's just talk about finances. Okay, now a man being able to take care of a woman and himself, that's one thing, right? Now, when you're coming up with your wife, you must have enough money to be able to take care of you. If we're following this new philosophy, your money, my money is my money and your money is our money. This is what women are saying. If we're following this philosophy, that means that a black man has to take care of his woman and also take care of himself individually, right? With that being said, you're paying all the bills. Let's talk about the bills. Let's talk about car notes, all right? Let's talk about house notes, all right? Let's talk about insurance. Let's talk about the kids and what comes with the kids, private schools and things of that nature. All right, just bills, period. Light bills, etc., water bills, all these things that the black man is taking care of. Black man is held accountable for, right? Now, with that being said, the woman now gets to take her money and save it. She's saving her money now. So now you have black women that are saying that your money is our money. My money is my money. I save my money and do what I want to do with my money. So you're supporting her, and she gets to do whatever she wants to do with her money. But keep in mind now, you might be renting at the moment. Cardi B brought up a good point. You might be renting at the moment. Every man, your objective is to put a roof over your wife's head. And at one point, every man wants to purchase a home. So you're not just paying for all these things. You're not paying for all these luxuries as well as just essentials, right? Necessities. You also have to save up to buy a home. All this has to come out of your pocket while she's taking her money and spending on whatever she wants to spend it on. Frivolous things. She could be spending her money on her hair, her nails. She could spend money on clothes. She could spend money on her friends. She can go fuck off her money in the club. She can do whatever she wants to do with her money. And you can't question her about her money. If you question her about her money, that's not manly. This is the new criteria of a man that women set. There's no 50-50. You have to be the ultimate provider. Now, mind you, there's some advantages that come with that. You can look at it two ways. There's some advantages that come with that, right? Some men preferably, some of us men, we preferably want to pay for everything. Because if we're paying for everything, that means we have control over everything. Us as black men, all right? But the average American, the climate of the country, the economy is not so great right now. The cost of living is high right now. In reference to food, renting, everything is high. Everything is 60 to 70% higher than what it once was, right? The so-called American dollar is dipping, right? The value is going low. So what you used to buy for $1, you can't get that same item today, currently. Not once has a black woman addressed that. And I love my sisters, but we have to speak about this. Not once has a black woman addressed the climate of the country. Because if the country's not doing so good, how do you require that your man continue to perform financially the same way for you, to not miss a step financially if the country financially is not in the same place it once was? It becomes a point where your requests, your requirements are unrealistic. You have unrealistic expectations. These are unrealistic expectations. And this is what Cardi B is talking about. Cardi B said, come on, man. Come on, man. So big shout out to Cardi B, because Cardi B, she highlighted that. She said that's not realistic. I'm paraphrasing. She said that's not realistic. Ultimately, that's what she's saying. All right? So we got to kind of change the mentality. Now, I said before, there's an advantage to a man paying for everything. If I'm paying for the car note, if I'm paying for the house, if I'm paying for the clothes on your back, if I'm paying for the nails on your fingers, if I'm paying for everything, that means what I say go. That means what I say go. Now keep in mind, us as men, we love control because that's in our true nature, right? We are alpha men. We like to be in control of things. We like to be powerful, right? We don't want nobody to render our strength useless, right? We always want to be needed in that relationship. We have to have purpose as providers. So it's fulfilling to be able to pay for everything. And it's great when you can control everything and shut things down when you want to shut things down, right? So in certain regards, it's good for us men to be paying for everything in certain regards. But when you're talking about the average American in this country, and financially, economically, where we at in this country, it's not sustainable for the average American to support his lifestyle and his wife's lifestyle while his wife takes her money and does whatever she wants with her own money. So this new idea of my money is my money and your money is our money is not conducive to progressing financially, economically. What that does basically is it allows the woman to fulfill all her financial needs, because if she ain't got to worry about putting a roof over her head, if she ain't got to worry about luxuries because you're paying for everything, she could take her money and invest in herself, which I would suggest that she do. If you're going to be in that situation, call a spade a spade, don't shoot a messenger. Take that money and invest in herself, which would majority of them going to do if this relationship doesn't work, because you got to prepare. You got to prepare. Every relationship doesn't work. What is the percentage? I don't know statistically what's the percentages of relationships being successful, right? Obviously, it's not more than 50%. So there's a high probability that relationship might not last forever. So with that being said, when you're dealing with a relationship like that, you got to keep in mind, are you empowering her or are you empowering each other? Because if you get left holding all the bills and she takes her money and she excels and does what she wants, she's going to be in a better financial space than you. And inadvertently, that's the objective. Inadvertently, that is the objective, to put her in a better position And it doesn't matter where you land at as a man. That's not realistic in this current state of the country economically. It's not realistic, all right? That's not realistic. So we have to kind of like, we have to convey this message, and I'm happy that Cardi B even spoke on that. Now, I hope it doesn't fall on deaf ears, because right now, it's like women don't want to hear it. This is the liberation age. Women are in their independent era right now, all right? They want to be liberated. They're tired of getting the bad end of the deal. So imagine, with that being said, women are a little bit unapologetic. Right now, they're being a little bit cruel. Dare I say it? They're being a little bit cruel. Women are not sympathetic to men and where they at financially. Women are not sympathetic to men and their wants financially. Right now, it's all about them and the selfishness of, yo, ain't no 50-50. Ain't no 50-50. It's rare that you see a woman putting in the same amount of energy financially in a relationship as a man. It's rare in these days and times. All right. So nonetheless, shout out to Cardi B. It's something that we can address in the future, nonetheless. But I want to give a big shout out to Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? For even mentioning that. You gotta give her her props, man. Clap it up for Cardi B. You guys, once again, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys are sharing this channel, all right? The most dangerous podcast on God's green earth. And this week we just talking about relationships. I didn't plan that out. It just came out like that, all right? Nonetheless, shout out to Cardi B, man. Shout out to Offset. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the women out there. You know what I mean? Because trust me, if I had to, let me tell you something. I'm not a supporter of 50-50. But when it's necessary, it's necessary. I'm not a supporter of 50-50, but nor am I a supporter of you squandering all your money on a woman and being left broke. Nor am I a supporter of you putting your woman in position and sacrificing yourself where you at financially. Nah, that's not the goal either. But ideally, ladies, I'm going to end with this, ladies. Ideally, we as men, we don't want to go 50-50 either. Hello. We don't want to go, if we could pay for everything, we'll pay for everything. Because guess what? That floats our boat. We thrive off of testosterone. Y'all thrive off of estrogen, all right? So we like to feel like the king of Zamunda around here, us as men. So the more that we could take on, the more a woman has to depend on us, the more fulfilling it is for us as men. Only thing that we require is respect. That's the only thing that we require is respect. But the more responsibility that we as men could take on, it's more fulfilling for us. We feel like real men when we could put food on the table. We feel like real men when you run to us and ask for our help and show your gratitude. That's very fulfilling as a man. It fulfills our instincts, our DNA, genetic instincts. That's fulfilling for us as men, for women to depend on us. So, ladies, we don't want to go 50-50 either. But sometimes it's necessary. And you have to be the one, ladies, y'all have to be the one to determine, is that man worth it to go 50-50, all right? Because you might be missing out on a good man because you're not willing, because you want to stick to this new philosophy that you guys adopted, all right? That part. L.O.T.S approved me to Don't Shoot a Messenger podcast, episode number 78, that part. Don't Shoot a Messenger. All right, listen, man. What else we got here, man? We got a few more things to talk about. Listen, Sexy Red, Aiden Ross, streamer Aiden Ross. No, there's a lot about relationships today. Streamer Aiden Ross spoke about how he slept with Sexy Red. All right, there's a big streamer. I don't know if you guys are familiar. It goes by the name of Aiden Ross. All right, so Aiden Ross, apparently he shot his shot. He shot his shot at Sexy Red. You guys know Sexy Red is the #1 sought after woman right now. All right, with all the things about her that people say about her, a lot of people are into Sexy Red. At first, I wasn't really into Sexy Red, but I love her personality. I wonder if she's a Libra. I dig Sexy Red's personality, all right? Nonetheless, the kid Aiden Ross apparently has never slept with a black woman. This white boy, I think he's partially Jew. He got the bread. He's the #1. He's up there with Kai Cenat with streaming. These are the #1 streamers. White boy's getting money. White boy somehow sent the shot at Sexy Red. Apparently, the white boy, he came online And he said that he slept with Sexy Red. Adin Ross said that he slept with Sexy Red. Now, according to Adin Ross, he's never slept with a black woman before. So he used the term, he said that Sexy Red broke his black girl virginity. So you can be a virgin twice now. So basically saying he slept with white women. He's never slept with a black woman. And she broke the black woman virginity for him. All right? Now, you already know Sexy Red, she responded. You know Sexy Red should be on the internet. Sexy Red responded and said that she said that Adin Ross paid for her to break his virginity. Sexy Red said that Adin Ross paid her. He paid her. Payola. He tricked on her. He was tricking. White boy's tricking. Sexy Red said, this is just another day in Hollywood. Just another day, a walk in the park. It's nothing. This is what I do. A white boy paid for the pussy, and it is what it is. Right? You guys know Adin Ross had responded to that. Apparently, Adin Ross' ego was hurt by that. Adin Ross responded to Sexy Red, in which he said, we had sex, but why are you saying that I paid for it? Why are you trying to tell everybody that I'm a trick? I ain't spend no money on you. That's what Adin Ross is selling her. So Sexy Red said Adin Ross paid for it. Adin Ross said he never paid for it. Now Sexy Red responded. So this is responding. They're responding back, and they're responding quick. All right? Sexy Red responded. She said, psych. Sexy Red said, psych, I wouldn't touch you with a stick. So, I don't know who to believe at this point. I don't know if Sexy Red, I don't know if Adin Ross slept with Sexy Red, or if Sexy Red just denying it because the man just admitted it to everybody. And to me, if Sexy Red, let me tell you something about Sexy Red. Even though Sexy Red sells promiscuity, at the end of the day, there's still men that find her attractive. There's still men that want to date Sexy Red. There's men out here that want to be with Sexy Red. So even though she makes music about sex, having more than one baby daddy and dating more than one baby daddy, you don't hear about too many industry people sleeping with Sexy Red. If Sexy Red gets caught up in this, and you hear more and more about common people sleeping with Sexy Red, like Adin Ross, guys of that nature, you got to have a type. You're not dating Adin Ross. So to say that you slept with Adin Ross for paper, I don't think that's the Sexy Red that we like. I don't think that's conducive with her having a promising career. If Sexy Red was an easy walk in the park, if every time Dick and Harry could lay down with Sexy Red, that would tarnish her image, and it would take away from her shine. It'll take away from her star power. Sexy Red has star power right now. So I don't think that was a good look with her admitting to having sex with Adin Ross. I don't think it's a good look for Adin Ross to be going around saying that he slept with Sexy Red. I don't think that's a good look. Now, if he was dating Sexy Red, if he was dating her, that'd be a little bit different, because that's a sign of respect. He actually chose to date her. And when you dating somebody, it's a bit exclusive, right? Because you're dating somebody, so that means that you got to cut off certain people in order for y'all to date. So that's a sign of respect. But if Sexy Red just goes around sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, that's gonna take away from her star power, man. Shout out to Sexy Red. Don't shoot the messenger. We praying for you, mama. You straight, you different. The way Sexy Red came into the hip hop industry, it was different, unconventional. This is a new day age in hip hop where women are liberated. They're speaking nasty, saying whatever they want to say, and we love it. We can't act like we don't love it. We love Sexy Red with all that shit. My booty hole. We like all that shit. We like Sexy Red, nonetheless. But big shout out to Sexy Red, and shout out to Adin Ross, nonetheless. But Sexy Red, please don't be out there, mama, just giving it to everybody. We don't need to see you just out there just giving yourself to everybody. You can rap about it. You selling it. It's entertainment. We applaud that. It's entertainment. But we don't want to actually see you being promiscuous, and we don't want to see that. All right. And I think that would tarnish your career, honestly, to be quite honest with you. And I'm curious to know how big the window is for Sexy Red. How long is Sexy Red gonna last in the industry? Because Joe Budden recently said that the woman era in hip-hop is over. Women getting signed in hip-hop is over. You see how there was an influx, a resurgence, and the women were back on top. Not even back on top. I think this is unprecedented. This is the first time that you're seeing this. But women were at top, highly, they were the number one sought after hip-hop artists. In the past 2 years, it's been women. Women have been controlling hip-hop for the past 2 years, to be quite frank with you, right? You know you got your other big sellers, but I'm just saying on a level, women have been the top earners, not earners, but the top sought after. All right, they've been receiving all the attention in hip hop. But Joe Budden said it's coming to an end, so I'm curious to know how long is Sexy Red gonna last in hip hop? Because that content is not. I don't know how long is I don't know the shelf lifespan on her content. She's talking about sex, talking about things that don't really hold no weight. The content that she speaks about, it doesn't really hold no weight. The song structures, they're not that great. But nonetheless, she's very entertaining. She's very entertaining. Shout out to Sexy Red. You know what I mean? Don't shoot the messenger. Listen, what else we got here, man? What else we have here, my G? All right, we spoke about Kim K. What else we have left? We spoke about JT. I think we spoke about everything thus far, to be quite honest with you. All right, man, we spoke about everything thus far, man. Shout out to all parties involved. Big up to Kanye West on that number one single, all right? Number one album, number one single, that part, man. Shout out to everybody that we spoke about today. Now, you guys, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. All right. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Don't be no ninja watchers. We call that leaving a fingerprint. Make sure you guys leave your fingerprint. You know what I mean? Leave a comment in the comment section. That's leaving a fingerprint. Wiping your feet on the rug. The same way you do at your grandparents' house. Make sure you guys are being polite. Don't embarrass your parents. And make sure you guys are wiping your feet on the rug by hitting that like button, the thumbs up, the hearts. I want to see hearts and thumbs up. All right? Nonetheless. Once again, I'm the incomparable, the off the imitator cannot be duplicated. The one that they style from, the elected voice of the streets. I'm the leader of the streets, lord of the streets, learn off the streets, lord to the streets, living off the streets. All right, this is powered by L.O.T.S approved media. I'm the one that keeps creating what they keep taking. All right, and I want to welcome everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 78. All right, so that means that we're 22 episodes shy of episode 100. That part. Now, you guys, I'm a little bit under the weather today. So when you see me a little bit calm like that, because I have a toothache today. All right? That part. Nonetheless, you guys, let's put on some outro music right now. Bada bing, bada bang. All right, you guys, like I always say, boy, thank God that we was able to meet up this Friday. God breathed breath into our lungs. All right, let's show God our gratitude. The universe loves gratitude, all right? Don't complain about what you don't have. Recognize what you do have and show gratitude for the things that you do have, the resources that you do have, all right? And hopefully the rest of life, God can reciprocate abundance in your life. God can bless you with abundance in your life because you recognize what he already gave you, right? And you're not focused on what you don't have. These are the laws of manifestation. Always remember, the highest mountain has the best view. All right? Discouragement and failure are the stepping stones to success. So be comfortable with failure, but don't stop. Never quit, and you never truly failed. All right? Keep climbing that mountain no matter how steep it is. Trust me, when you get to the top of that mountain, that's going to be the best view in your life. That part. Show the universe gratitude. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so hopefully we can meet back again next Friday. All right, for episode number 79, if Most High permits. Only if God permits. By the grace of God, we can see tomorrow. That part. L.O.T.S approved media. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Once again, episode number 78. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.